Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today Halo Infinite released a multiplayer overview and I thought why not check it out, react to it, give my thoughts and impressions and whatnot. Along the way we're going to be making pauses and analyzing things, and I hope you do enjoy the video. If you do, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and without further ado, let's jump into the video.
Just the feeling of like being in a firefight and hearing the click of the gun, throwing it down, grabbing one off the wall.
My gunner's upside down and he's like laying in. I see kill assist, kill assist, kill assist.
Any pistol across any of the games. Whatever gun allows me to feel the most like John Wick, I am there.
Okay, so first and foremost, I'm really happy about because I feel like the pistols in previous games have been incredibly lackluster. They have no power in comparison to things like the DMR or the battle rifle or, you know, any power weapon. It doesn't feel like when you pick any of these smaller weapons up, like the plasma pistol or, you know, the Magnum, it doesn't feel like they pack enough oomph to compete with the other weapons, to give you a, you know, a change up in gameplay if you want to use these certain weapons. Based on what she just said, if they made them beefier, that's all right by me.
Remember how excited I was with like this big combat with vehicles going all over the place.
Halo means something different for everyone, right? I think that's what makes Halo great.
I really like the designs. I guess that's what the armor coating would be. You can't determine which piece of armor gets which color. It's more like a color scheme that you can just set.
What is Halo multiplayer? And for me, it boils down to this tight arena style combat and big team battle, this
That's the boy.
wide open, vehicle infused kind of combat. We're taking that awesome legacy or classic Halo combat experience and modernizing it in ways that'll feel fresh to old players and really exciting to new players. We're gonna give you great ways to customize your Spartan, really make your super soldier your own, and we're kicking off a journey, an experience that's gonna evolve month to month, season to season, year after year.
Okay.
For me, working through this multiplayer of this game, and the toughest challenge I think was really about how do we respect the legacy.
This guy has
of
an
what came
epic beard,
before
bro.
us, but still build something that feels new.
We've tried to bring all these elements of legacy and really inject them into Halo Infinite, not just like in a way where you kind of won't notice it, where you feel like, oh, they really designed this to be a celebration of previous Halo, as well as an iteration of where Halo can go next.
I do like the UI. I think that what we've seen in the UI so far for the multiplayer, it looks very simple, clean. I like the reticle. I like the hit markers. I like the danger indicators. I think they all look pretty good. You can see when your shields go down or when they get hit, you still have the hexagons. And I know a lot of people were, for some reason, angry about that. I don't know why, but hey, you know what? To each their own. I don't mind. I think it looks cool.
The vision of Arena was all about a tight experience. It was all about being fair. It was all about earning everything on the map.
They're using the Needler a lot in these clips, and that's also pretty cool because the Needler, I feel like, has gone unnoticed in so many games. It's just there as like a throwaway weapon. Pretty happy that they're trying to showcase multiple less used, less popular weapons.
Earning everything, every kill you get.
Going back to like what is the core foundation of what made the great Halo multiplayer arena matches great. Halo, it's really about fair and balanced starts. So everybody's on equal footing when they come off the rip. And then once they start running around, it's about scavenging. It's about finding new toys and kind of developing your play style as you run through the match.
Okay, sick,
What makes
sick.
Halo feel like Halo? I feel like the answer to that question is the Sandbox. Like, the Sandbox is Halo.
When we set out to look at Halo Infinite from a high level and the direction of what it is, there's lots of exciting things there because we really wanted to push what are the things that are true to Halo, but what are the things that fans haven't seen yet.
Equipment is back.
That has the potential to be broken. I think it's a pretty neat feature to use the grappling hook in order to pull things to you. I do believe that the grappling hook itself will be a power-up. I don't think everyone's just gonna have a grappling hook off rip, but maybe they would. Who knows? I think it's pretty cool. It's a cool feature, but I'm wary of it.
But equipment is kind of has a bigger voice than ever before. We ask questions to ourselves of, if you could go after, you know, a power weapon to get a bunch of kills, would you do that? Or could you go and get grapple to make sure that you swing yourself to the other side of a map to back cap a stronghold? We saw it as like another avenue of not just skill expression, but tactics for teams to coordinate around.
The exciting combinatory nature of, you know, this toy.
So you can walk through those shields, okay.
Objectives is super amazing.
Looking at how the power-ups play, like your classic power-ups like the overshield and the active camouflage. For this title, what we're looking at, what we're excited for, is you pick that up.
That's cool.
And you choose when you activate it. It goes into your inventory. If you haven't used it, and someone kills you in multiplayer, you drop that overshield, and then they could take it, use it for themselves. That to me is very legacy, but we took the equipment side of it and modernized it.
That's cool. I can't tell you how many times I've wanted to like save something for a moment, like a bubble shield. It's kind of similar, but kind of not. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hold on to this bubble shield, so when I get into a big fight with a large group of enemy teammates, I can just throw it down, I can defend myself. Overshields, I think it would work a lot better since it's a lot quicker, and it would provide you more cover for a longer range, obviously, because you're not, you know, huddled up in one spot. So I like that. I like that they made that an equipment-based feature.
When it comes to the vehicles, we went in and decided to invest a lot in the systems. When I take damage in my Warthog, my wheels can get blown off, my hood can get blown off. There's different aspects of the vehicle that change how my vehicle handles now.
That's pretty interesting.
The other thing we added to that is like this doomsday mechanic. So when you hit this threshold, the vehicle catches fire, and it's very much, you've got a certain amount of health or a certain amount of time, and you gotta choose what you wanna do with the last minutes of this vehicle.
We've got a cousin,
okay.
which is the Razorback.
The back has this like multi-storage compartment that you can put
Really?
a lot of stuff into. So if you want to put like detached turrets, power weapons, fusion coils, objectives, and that is what's really making the Razorback kick a lot of butt in MP and campaign.
That is so
The
cool.
levels define pace for the game, how frantic it is, and they define that iconic fantasy for players as they're entering that
I'm really happy that the chopper is back.
match. What do they want to do? What type of experience are they hoping to have? What kind of combat, what kind of dance floor is there available to have that combat in?
For me, BTV is all about experiencing the full extent of the sandbox of Halo in just one match, right? Like you see the vehicles, the weapons, the equipment.
We really wanted to take that kind of concept, those feels you had, you know, playing the previous games, and just turn the volume up. Vehicles are no.
I really like the sound design. From what I've heard, they sound chunky, they sound beefy, and I like that. I like making sure that my brain knows that what I'm hitting is getting damaged, and when I hear that chunky sound, that duk 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 duk, it clicks in my head.
No longer just spawning at bases anymore. We have pelicans delivering them, and we have a commander in your ear telling you that pelicans are going to be dropping off these vehicles.
Tank is inbound.
We have Halo 2 style Delta Halo mission weapon pods that fall from the sky to resupply the field.
That is so cool.
That's where it makes it feel like a real battlefield, and it's very exciting.
This is not just more players. This is just this certain beautiful slice of sci-fi chaos.
That's great. I like that a lot. Player expression. Okay, so we're getting into customization.
Big gameplay moments, your game modes, just like the way it was before. Personal AI is really a reflection and information for the player.
Personal AI. Designation button.
So if a player grabs a flag, your personal AI is going to tell you to, you know, get that thing back to base and give you some like moment-to-moment updates.
Our team took the enemy flag.
What if we can let players choose their own AI, and each one of those are different voices, so that players can find the one that fits their personality and their mood?
Just a quick pause. I noticed that when he picked up the flag, an alarm went off. I'm not sure if they have it in Halo 5. For Halo 4, I don't think they have it. But in Halo 3, you know, I'm just here running around trying to defend my base. The enemy team takes my flag, and I don't know. If I get that little alarm before the announcer, it helps me react just a second quicker.
The best.
They add the sense of like me as a Spartan being.
That's really cool.
And for us in multiplayer, it is really about becoming a Spartan. You're Spartan. You are you inside of the Halo universe.
The body of customization content that we have on day one ensures that
Hold on, so you can customize the helmet, helmet gear, visor, assault rifle, gloves, chest, armor core, knee pads. That's pretty damn crazy.
There will be millions of customization combinations for Spartans on the battlefield. That includes things like armor coatings, armor emblems, various armor effects, down to the individual armor pieces. So your shoulders, your gloves, your knee pads, your helmet, your visor, your helmet attachments. Then you look at weapons, and we've got a whole slew of customization offerings there. Vehicles have a huge pool of customizations too. We support customization in the game. Players can do the same thing on HaloWaypoint.com as well as the Halo Waypoint app.
The player also customizes the Spartan, the soldier inside the suit. We want the Spartan to represent the player as much as possible. They can change their body type and their voice, as well as choose prosthetics for the first time.
That, I think, is probably the coolest feature. You can really make your Spartan feel like a custom created character. Because in Halo Reach, they gave you a couple of prosthetic limbs. Here, you can just be like, fuck it, just put it wherever. Put it on my leg, put it on my arm, either side, let's do it.
Coatings offer us a unique opportunity to craft some hyper-polished looks and let you express yourselves in ways you've never been able to before. We're coming at this from a player-first mentality. So what that means is that there's no random loot in this. There's no loot boxes. It's very important to us.
Bless up, no loot boxes.
That everyone understands exactly how they unlock customization content. And we have a variety of places where they can do that. First off is the Battle Pass.
The Halo Battle Pass will never be taken away from you. And what I mean by that is once you buy it, it's yours and does not expire. In future seasons, you can purchase old battle passes as well as the current battle pass and choose.
That is the most groundbreaking, revolutionary thing that I'm surprised that more companies do not do. I guess because they want to get you in on some sort of exclusivity. They want to say, hey, if you don't get it now, it's going to go away. And it encourages buying. But the fact that these people are like, hey, you know what? We understand maybe you can't buy it at that time. Maybe you missed out on it by a day. Maybe you weren't, really into the game by that time. But you still want to enjoy that past content. You have access to it. That is phenomenal. That's what they did for MCC. And I think that's a fantastic way to go about a battle pass.
Choose which battle pass to put your progression towards.
All of these rewards are single source, so you're never going to be confused about where things come from. If you can unlock something in the Battle Pass, we're not going to let any other players circumvent that by purchasing it out of the storefront.
A lot of our stuff is unlocked.
Wait, hold on. So they said that there's no purchasing mechanic either. Nobody's just going to be able to be like, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to buy my way up to that same rank. So it's all progression based. I like that. That also encourages competitiveness because you get all these big YouTube influencers that come into games and they'll buy the battle pass and they'll buy 100 tiers just so they can get to a max tier so they can make a one content video and then just drop the game forever until the next battle pass or whatever.
Through playing the game and only through playing the game. All customization is just cosmetic.
Every season will have its own theme and introduce new components, new looks, new gameplay for players, new opportunities to earn and collect cool rewards. We've seen the samurai already.
It's so cool.
That's one of our event armor cores, and that's going to be something that players can earn through gameplay for free.
That's so cool.
With us going free to play for the multiplayer part of the game, like that was a big goal because, how do we have a way we can always bring players in, right? And they can, when we have a new update, they'll just dip their toes in if they even just want to see it.
Not only are we free to play, but we're free to play on PC as well as console. And what that means is we're able to get the biggest audience we've ever had. Everybody gets to play with no barriers. And even better, your progression carries from one platform to the next.
Getting our game to be on PC and console at the same time is an amazing chance for us to really just kind of excite new players about the game. How can we do things like make cross-play interesting, and like even in just customs, being able to just play with your friends that like some people have PCs and some people have consoles, and like let them talk to each other, let them be friends.
Exactly. Sony, take notes.
To be a Spartan.
The Academy is a place that you can go within MP to kind of onboard into the experience. It's great for newer players who are still picking up the controls and also people who want to warm up before they head into matchmaking. It's a series of experiences.
I like that.
To get started for the first
they give
time,
you a
weapon
training
drills to
area.
practice with specific items, and also
and a shooting range with bots?
Get warm, explore the game as you want to.
for players who are new to
That's
Halo.
amazing.
Let's help them learn what this universe is about. Some of these characters, what are they about? And help them.
Because that's something that a lot of people have been asking for a really long time, are bots in custom games or Forge or whatnot.
Them kind of know the vocabulary that people have been speaking for now almost 20 years, so that when they come in there, they don't feel like they're behind everyone else. They can kind of come in on an even footing.
I mean, I'm super jazzed about bots. I think they're awesome. Our goal with bots has been to have a variety of difficulties that kind of provide a good training partner for wherever you're at in the experience.
Partnering with our players on the road to launch and after launch is absolutely critical, right?
I mean, Halo's always been about the community conversation.
We want to make sure we hear our players, make changes where we can based on that feedback, make sure the game is ready for launch, and then even beyond launch.
What I'm genuinely excited about is taking the game out of our hands and putting it into the community's hands. You know, whether it's seeing what people make in Forge or the content that they're able to create with theater, watching streamers go after the game.
To get involved, you go to haloinsider.com, put in your info with your gamer tag.
That's
and
me.
we should be able to reach out to you if we want to invite you to a Halo Infinite flight.
We feel like we've got a pretty good selection at launch and what's going to be there for our fans. And this isn't going to be something that is just a static set of items. We have some new stuff in the works already, and just can't wait to really get into that.
I think that's such a cool feature. Picking up a whole fusion coil and just fucking throwing it.
This game comes out.
New maps, new modes, new ways to customize your Spartan. Launch is just the beginning. Now we're just going to be able to talk, interact more frequently, and that's just going to be great. That is the future of Halo Infinite multiplayer.
Thank you to the community for all their feedback over the years so far, and I'm looking forward to the road to launch, launch itself, and beyond.
A lot of people have been giving not only the story but the multiplayer flack, and I think it looks phenomenal. I think it is a return to the best of. And I'm incredibly excited to partake in this multiplayer journey because this is fantastic. This is a huge step up from what Halo 4 and 5 were doing. This feels less like it's trying to copy yet another first-person shooter like Call of Duty, and it feels like they've reverted back an older style, like Halo Reach, pretty much, is the feel that I'm getting here. And I think that's what's really important, is that it's not saying, oh, the graphics look bad, or this and that, and this and that. As long as it plays good, as long as it provides you entertainment. I've played indie games before that look like doggy doo-doo, or they're pixel art. So they're just little squares, and they play better than some AAA games. It's all about content. It's all about substance. That's all I have to say for that matter. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, and you're not already subscribed, now would be a great time to do so. I love you guys. Stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Deuces.